Hey everyone, it's Kellen from RacerX again with another race examination. But as there is no racing going on currently, we're talking about the 2002 Indianapolis Supercross today. The sweet smell of two strokes and the 4x3 aspect ratio on the screen. It's going to be a great race to break down. So the first thing you'll notice about this race is the battle for the lead here between David Vuillemin and Travis Pastrana on the first lap of the race. That's right, Pastrana used to be a really damn good Supercross racer, and he is trying to pick up his first career Supercross win here tonight after he had a couple opportunities fall by the wayside early on in the season. So David Vuillemin is the points leader of the series right now, and Pastrana is trying to play a little bit of a spoiler between his battle with Ricky Carmichael in the championship. And this rhythm section is going to provide a lot of drama throughout the night. You can see 3 different lines just on the first lap that these guys are using, and the key is to try to downside this table and roll this single to the inside of the corner before the finish line jump. That's going to come into play later on in this race. So after a few laps, Carmichael's moved into second, and he's trying to apply some pressure on Pastrana here. And Pastrana, after this triple, is going to leave the door wide open. Ricky slides down the inside to take over the lead, but we are far from done as Pastrana tries to counter back and almost goes down in the process. A few laps later, Ricky, while in the lead, is getting out of shape in the whoops, and look at how close everybody is to the track. This is only 18 years ago, and there's just loads of photographers alongside the whoop section. As Ricky tries to hug the side of this rut in the middle, he gets completely sideways towards the end of the whoops. Look at how sideways he is, like more than 45 degrees to the direction of the track there, but somehow corrals it together and has the wherewithal to look back after to make sure Vuillemin isn't coming up the inside as he tucks in behind Pastrana. So here comes the biggest moment of the race. Pastrana's still leading, Carmichael trying to chase him down, and right before the finish line jump, Carmichael goes down the inside, kind of plows into Pastrana and puts him on the ground. Travis, who had been so close to a win that year, gets up and goes, "Are you kidding me?" So let's talk about what happened in this rhythm section to kind of create this. Pastrana's actually doing the line that basically they were doing the entire main event. Ricky actually triples right there though, and it allows them to close up just a little bit closer, but then Pastrana clips the table and has to go a little deeper into the corner, misses the inside rut, and Ricky, noticing that, tries to take advantage of it before Pastrana gets there. He does not get there before Pastrana tries to come back in, and he hits him, and Pastrana goes down. Here's what Carmichael had to say about it after the race.
He tried to go on the inside line, and I was already there. You know, he was on the outside of, there was a little rut in there we were all were taken, and he was on the outside of it and tried to make something happen that really was kind of impossible. And I seen an opportunity to get ahead of him, and I took it. And you know, I didn't go in there to take him out. He just hopped back in the rut, you know, when he was on the outside of it, and I was already there, and I almost crashed as well.
So coming down to the end of this, Vuillemin starting to apply pressure to Carmichael for the win of this race. Vuillemin, the points leader after Carmichael had broke his hand at the opener. And as this is the 6th round of the series, Vuillemin is starting to look at a huge points lead if he can make this happen. He goes down the inside after the finish line jump, takes it over, and wouldn't you know it, the Frenchman beats Carmichael at the 6th round of the series, much to the delight of the crowd in Indianapolis, who was frustrated with the Pastrana fall, with Carmichael making the contact there, and Vuillemin taking the win in Indianapolis. Taking a look at the 125 class from that night, we got a whole host of characters over there. We got Kelly Smith out front, we got Mike Brown in second, and we also have Buddy Antunez in third, but not for long because one Grant Langston will come up and make the move on him. There's Langston right there. Here's a fellow on the number 103 Yamaha. Perhaps you've heard of him. His name is Chad Reed. This is his first 125 Supercross in America. He'd done a couple 250 Supercross races to that point. Michael Brown wasting no time going after Smith for the lead, makes a nice block pass there, and Langston's trying to follow him through and go after him. Then Chad Reed and Langston start their friendship off on the wrong foot in the U.S. a little bit here as Langston gets into his back wheel and goes down. Langston, trying to run for this championship this year, was not going to be thrilled with that result on the evening. Reed eventually catches Brown for the lead, and they go into a classic battle of who was better in the GP scene as Reed gets a little out of shape in the whoops. Michael Byrne has a big one on the Supercross triple as he's running inside of the top 10. Unfortunately, he seemed to get pretty hurt from this one as he landed heavy on his feet, and then the bike landed on his back there. But as we go back to the battle for the lead, it is actually Chad who's able to make the move on Mike Brown for the lead as they go over the Supercross triple right here. Reed essentially just taking the benefit of the line down the inside, making the pass for the lead, and wouldn't you know it, Chad Reed picking up his first career win in the United States at Indianapolis in 2002 on a 250F in the 125 class. The Australian gets it done before he would go on to win the 125 East Championship that year. And how about it? That's a little recap of Indy 2002. Head over to racerxonline.com this week to see a lot of stuff that we're doing, recapping old races and keeping you guys updated on all the happenings with what's going on in the moto scene as we wait for racing to resume.